So we do have definition is indicates whether a noun denotes one person, place, thing, or more than one. So ito, very important po ito. Numbers of noun. It could be, dalawa lang po yan, singular or plural. Ito na po yung very, medyo palagi po tayong nagkakamali dito sa singular or plural. Marami po kasi siyang rules. Kumbaga, ito yung lagi tayong nagkakamali. Singular or plural, numbers of noun, we do have, ito po yung ating example. Ito yung mga rules natin, common rules na medyo minsan nakakalimutan natin. Ako honestly, nakikita ko minsan, syempre ngayon na nasa bahay na lang tayo, work at home po tayo, there are a lot of instances na makikita ko lalo na ngayon, medyo marami ng mga critics, gano'n. So, syempre hindi natin maiwasan as an English major, medyo na-analyze natin yung mga nakikita natin sa mga Facebook or social media. May nakikita ako na minsan mali-mali yung kanilang yung numbers of nouns nila. So, mali po yung kanilang pag-add. It's very important that we know these basics kasi ano din natin yan, it's our credibility as well. So, the number one rule dito, most nouns form their plural by adding S. Of course, it's very basic. Lalagyan mo siya ng S. To say from the singular, magiging plural siya. So, ganun lang naman po yun. Singular and plural, those are the numbers of noun. For example, very basic, chick, you add S, then becomes chicks, para maging plural po siya. Pets, songs, etc. And this is our exception. If the singular ends in S, X, CH, or SH, hindi po S ang ilalagay natin, but ES. So, this is a rule in English. Pag nakasalamuhan na po kayo ng word na nag-end sa S, X, CH, or SH, minsan you don't really have to memorize it kasi it could either be number one, it doesn't sound so good. Kapag pinakinggan niyo po siya, 'di ba may ganun po tayong conception din sa ating mentality, even sa verbal, na 'pag sinabi mo po yung word na 'to, dress, tapos dinagdagan mo pa siya ng another S, 'di ba? Kasi nga yung rule number one natin, parang does it sound right or no? Kasi 'di ba minsan, we do have a lot of memorization topic sa English. Marami po, yung katulad ng sa adjectives, we do have a lot of forms of adjective. You don't really have to memorize them all. Although not all the time correct naman yung conception na if it sounds right, then that's correct. Most of the time it applies, pero not entirely all the time. So it's very important then that we review these things. Very important. Dresses, bushes, boxes. When you see boxes, 'di ba? Pero minsan may exception tayo sa rule. For example, ox. Paano ano din siya, X din siya. It does not um ano din ba, you're going to add ES to it, 'di ba? Hindi rin. So, marami po kasi siyang exception and we're going to talk about them all. If you do have question, you can go ahead and write it on the chat box. So, next one, the second rule is most nouns ending in O naman um, preceded by a consonant. Ibig sabihin, before the letter O, ano po ba ang letter niya? Is it a consonant or a vowel? So it's very important din to know kung ano yung consonant and vowel. So I know naman everybody has their basic knowledge about that, pero let's just review. Consonant, all of the letters in the alphabet except for A, E, I, O, and U. Those are vowels. It's very important to review that as well. We do have examples. Let's say echo. It ends with letter O. What is the letter before that? It's letter H. H is a consonant, therefore going to add ES to it to form its plural form. Echo, echoes, potato, potatoes. add mo lang po siya ng ES since nag-end naman siya ng O. Pero katulad ng sinabi natin, we do have some exceptions. Tulad ng piano, hindi mo na po siya gagawing pianos with a E at the end. Tuxedos, also zeros. Ito lang yung parang basic siya, which is general, but there are still exceptions. Katulad ng sinabi ko before, English is very dynamic. It changes from time to time, and therefore it still depends on the word. Pero these are just the general classifications in different types of rules. And then dito naman si last paragraph natin pertains to the vowel naman. Proceeded, what if yung O naman, ang letter before ng O is a vowel, ano naman yung automatically hindi na natin siya dadagdagan ng ES. So just S. Remain it as is. So kapag O siya, number one rule natin, kapag O and consonant naman yung nasa likuran, you add ES to it. But if it's a vowel, as is lang siya na S. Studio, we do have examples here at the bottom part. Studios lang po siya. Radios lang po siya. Ganun. That's basic. And number three, the third one, common nouns naman, ito yung ending with Y. Still, this is just about nouns. So, hindi pa tayo nag-discuss about adjective, verb, adverb, etc. We're just discussing about nouns. Katulad ng sinabi ko before, nouns, they are the names of persons, place, thing, event, or idea. So, Y, mga nouns naman na nag-end sa letter Y, anong ginagawa natin? They change it into Y into I, and then add ES. So, for example, we do have army. We're going to erase the Y and then just change it into I and then add ES. So, armies, story to stories, ally to allies, fly to flies. Meron na naman tayo dito kapag vowel na naman. If the final Y, yung Y daw, before the Y, kapag vowel siya, you notice this one, itong army word na to, letter Y before that is, okay, sorry. Yung Y natin, before the Y, it precedes with the letter M. M is a consonant, of course. So, IES lang po siya. Pero kapag, for example, this one, it also ends with Y, but the letter before that is E, which is a vowel. So, mag-a-add lang po tayo ng S. Because katulad ng previous rule natin, kapag vowel lang siya, it remains as is. So, ano lang po siya. It's very important. Medyo, kapag kinompile kasi natin yung mga rules, medyo na, ano na tayo, naguguluhan, but it's just really basic and it's very simple. Wag na po nating i-complicate yung mga bagay. Pag sinabing vowel, add S lang po siya, as is na siya, hindi siya nagbabago. But if it's consonant, yun, i-change natin yung Y to I and then we add ES. Just gonna check po kung may chat. So far, wala naman. And then we go to number 4. For anything that ends with F or FE, it's a silent E if na-pronounce, form their plural. Magiging plural po yung ating noun kapag i-change naman natin siya into V. And then also, you add ES. Katulad ng sinabi ko before, basta po nag-end siya, meron po siyang F, sorry. So F to V, and then add yes. For example, we do have knife. So meron po siyang FE dito. Papalitan po natin siya, becomes knives na po siya. Hindi po natin siya lalagyan ng S. Knives, hindi po natin siya lalagyan. Because that's not the correct way. For example, loaf, magiging loaves na po siya. That's an irregular na po. Kasi hindi siya katulad ng simple lang na S and ES lang po siya, hindi po. We have to change it. That's the rule in English. Life, lives po siya, elves. We have to be very very careful kapag nag-change po tayo ng number ng noun from singular to plural. Especially if sa ating written po ano yung mga academic papers natin, it's very important kasi minsan gantong mga irregular nouns lang natin tapos nagkakamali pa tayo. So minsan nakakaligtaan din natin, nakakalimutan natin. That's why we do have this review. It's very important also to have this review sa life natin as siguro professionals. I believe we are all reviewing for a certain purpose. May it be personal or sa ating career. It's very important that we get this kind of review. And however, we do have exceptions. Katulad na sinabi ko, bakit tayo may mga exceptions? Kasi, of course, kahit sa law natin sa Philippines, we do have law exceptions. So, kahit sa English, meron din. Because these are rules, therefore, there are exceptions as well. We do have chief. Hindi naman natin siya pwedeng chiefs, right? Hindi naman siya pwedeng VE and then, V and then ES. Does it sound right? Does it sound good? It does not. So therefore, chiefs siya. F, S, mag-a-add ka lang ng S. Hindi mo na siya kailangan baguhin kasi it's not the correct way. Proof, just gonna add proofs, hindi siya magiging proofs, ganon, and cafe, so on and so forth. This one does not, the word cafe, hindi na natin siya kailangan lagyan ng ES or S para maging plural siya. Kasi we do have irregular nouns kasi parang hindi mo siya kailangan, it does not change its form. Kumbaga, ganun lang po siya. Cafe, it could either be a singular or plural. Depende siya sa gamit sa sentence. So, it's very important. To be honest, merong mga word, mga bagong word na hindi ko rin hindi ko kabisado rin lahat ng words na we're not perfect naman. Maraming words sa English vocabulary. Ilang percent lang kung kaya nating i-memorize. Depende pa sa kung gaano natin gamitin or baguhin yung vocab natin. So, kaya important din na nagbabasa tayo sa libro or newspaper, even social media. Minsan may mga articles. It's very important to read and read and read kasi expand po natin yung ating vocabulary, which is also important, especially if mag-exam po kayo, kung sino man yung mag-exam po dito sa civil service or say licensure exam. Sa aking exam na pagdaanan ko, it's nandyan din po talaga ang vocabulary. Hindi po nawawala yan sa mga exams. I also have a reviewer kung sa civil service po kayo. If you want, I can share it to you. Meron po akong reviewer ng topics sa civil service. Very informative and very helpful din po siya. I can go ahead and share that to you guys, girls, also, sa participants natin ngayon, if you like to get a copy. So, yun po. Is very important. Yun lang. Tip ko lang din sa inyo. Parang recommendation ko din po sa inyo. If you want, even myself, kahit sabihin ko na hindi ko siya kailangan, kasi meron kasi tayong yung brain capacity natin. Share ko lang din po. Kasi yung ano natin, kailangan lagi natin siyang i-refresh. Kahit sabihin natin na nagtapos na siya ng masters, ng doctors, you still have to read. Kasi yung brain po natin, kailangan din ng exercise. That's why po 'di ba meron tayong mga games, puzzle games or gano'n kasi para ma-exercise natin yung ating brain. It's very important kasi katulad minsan nakakalimutan ko ano ba yung spelling nito, ano ba yung spelling nito or ano ba yung kanyang plural nito or what not. May mga nakakalimutan po tayo kasi that's because medyo complacent na po kasi tayo na parang I don't really need to review. I don't really need to study again. It's very important that you read talaga, especially if you're not studying anymore. Kasi 'di ba, nagsi-study lang naman tayo for exam, a certain degree. So it's also important. Yun lang din po.